I'm going to go here then. Alright, we are back. Game 2, Solaire Club taking on Dishonored. And Game 1 going to Solaire Club. And a relatively simplistic 30-minute victory. They basically just outdrafted their opponents and then failed to throw hard enough to give Dishonored the victory. So they'll be looking to perhaps clean up their draft, I think, in Game 2 and make some better decisions early on because they had a good laning phase. I mean, I was not questioning too much about whether they have the individual skill to win a game like this. It was mostly just, can you get the heroes you need too, because that kind of matters. But first couple of bans here are Kraken and Swiftblade from Legion's side. Hope we're going to take out Ravener and Cthulhuphant. So Ravener once again getting banned out because Now loves that hero, and he plays a lot, so it's going to limit his options. For our first pick, Parasites, which makes plenty of sense, of course. Wouldn't be surprised to see Magmus here on the Hellborn side, and then maybe Rhapsody, Tempest, or something like that. No, first pick Rhapsody. Okay.
I think that's fine.
Yeah. Let's talk about Rhapsody. So,
yeah.
After Cycle 2, Rhapsody had a 68.5% win rate, I want to say. It was like high 60s. I think she was the winningest hero in the game, and she was either the top picked or the second picked. I don't remember. She's now below 50%.
Oh, you should tell that to my team, because they only pick it. That's the only thing I play with when I play support, so...
I love Rhapsody. I think she's so good. I still think she's the best support in the game. But it's getting a lot harder to justify that opinion. Because the last 3 cycles have been real bad. I mean, like, you consider how good she was after Cycle 2, how bad she has to have been in Cycle 3 and 4, and now the first half of Cycle 5, to drop from a high 60% win rate to below 50%. Like, I don't get it. And that's why I'm confused. I don't know. Do people just know how to deal with Rhapsody now? What the hell's going on?
I think that's part of it, and also like people have been so uncomfortable with the hero, and it's picked so much that they essentially dropped it into every lineup, where like another hero might fit better.
Yeah.
So to speak. Like Rhapsody is a great hero, but when it comes to like ganking potential of a support or like an active roaming lineup, she doesn't really do as much as many other options. So I think that might have part to do with it. And also like there's obviously not the greatest sample size for the games currently, so win and loss rate can vary a fair bit as well.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where it's difficult now. I mean, we're getting close to 100 games played on Rhapsody alone.
Yeah.
So
okay, we're up there.
It's for the first couple of cycles, that's true. Like that's why I was using CIC stats as well as HoN Tour Season 2 stats in the beginning, because HoN Tour Season 2 was like 40 games old. So if you give a hero's line, and even if they've been picked a lot, you're looking at like 8 or 10 games, even for an oft-picked hero. So it's not that big a deal. But now, you know, we're more than halfway through the season. So at this point, we have a substantial amount of games to suggest that Rhapsody is maybe not as good as we thought. I mean, in CIC, she was great. And in HoN Tour Season 3, she's really fallen off. She's now below stuff like Glacius, Empath, Engineer, in terms of consistent hard supports that we see in win rate. So I don't know.
It's still like kind of hard for a support, you know. Many times like a support may have a smaller impact on the outcome of the game than some other heroes as well.
Yeah.
I think that might have part to do with it, and also like people drafting it in the wrong situations. And then there's like teams that favor one support or the other, and such like stuff like that. And well, if a strong team tends to favor a hero, it tends to get a really high win ratio. Like I think Shipper had at one point when BMG played constantly and no other team.
Yeah. Although in Cycle 2, like, old BMG was gone and Shipper went 8-0, so there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's like a lot of stuff involved, but I still think it's a good hero. But it doesn't fit as well in like more ganking-oriented lineups that aren't as teamfight focused.
Right. No, that's fair.
But in this lineup, it looks absolutely excellent. Like they have a heavy push strat with Alpha or Tempest. I really like it here.
Yeah, you think that they're going for something here? I don't know. It seems possible. They have a game plan. They're going to get Jispin on his gauntlet too, which is, as I said last game, a lot more comfortable for him. So that should be good. I don't know. Max, you have any thoughts on Rhapsody? Feels like you should know. This other guy displays carries, so what the hell does he know?
No, it's one of the strongest supports. I think you picked either Rhapsody, Glacius, or Torture. That's the most picked ones, I would say.
Torturer sucks.
What? No.
No, I'm not even joking. Torturer sucks.
I don't like Torture as a hero
He's
either.
actually been in the low 40s. I think now he might even be in the 30s in win rate since the start of Carnage and Kaldivar. Over the last 6+ months, which is now something like 250 games of Torture alone, I think. Like 200+ games of Torture. He's been at like the mid 30s to high 40s win percent, or to mid 30s to low 40s win percentage. It's been bad.
I feel like that's a bit of the similar thing that I brought up to Rhapsody though. Like people are so comfortable with Torture that they draft it like into anything and not where he fits.
Right. I'm not a huge Torture fan myself. I'd like to see more.
I know that.
But I'd like to see more Pyromancer, and Sync is running a lot of Pyromancer, which I think is fantastic. That's really good here. But yeah. All right. Solaire Club's all in.
I'm not sure why they picked the Magebane here. I really don't know.
Because now can play Magebane?
I guess, but they are going against like an all-in push strategy, and they are going like, yeah, we're going to have a carry that's not going to accomplish
look at their
anything.
counter push, man. They got rockets, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm not sure, like, is King Nicky drafting this? I suppose he is, and he seems to have no clue what he's doing. No offense. But
I don't think he's been a drafter before, so to be fair, he may be very new to this role, but yeah,
I mean, I could see it if they like had a dedicated split push team or something, but they don't. Like, I don't know, Magebane takes way too long to get off with his Rune Cleaver and start split pushing. Magnus is the only one else able to do it at a reasonable pace.
Let's set the over-under on when all outer towers are going to be dead. I'm going to say 15 minutes.
Okay,
And I'm going to take the over on 15 minutes. Okay, let's set the... you have to pick over or under 15 minutes when all outer towers are going to be dead. I'm going to say over.
I'm going to say over. On there,
okay, I'll go it under then. Like, Solaire Club, they seem to be doing Congo level 1 as usual. And
yeah, as usual.
They like to group up and push. So, based on last... Okay.
Yeah, Magnus knows. They see that.
Does the word spots Magnus?
You know. They definitely saw the Magnus, I think. Yeah. And so they definitely abandoned this because they knew they just thought it was going to rotate over and stop them from Konging.
Yeah, maybe it becomes, slightly predictable after the 20th time you do it in HoN Tour. I don't know.
Yeah. That's what we always do when we play Solaire Club. Check Conger.
Yeah, we lost it once and now we just run straight to Conger regardless of the lineup.
What if you're Hellborn in their Legion? Do you still do that?
We still check Conger most games, yes.
I mean, it's a good habit to get into, I think, in general, just to always check Conger, especially if you're Legion, but... Yeah, Solaire Club definitely notorious. Twisted Fusion notorious for doing a lot of Conger as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's still doable to do. I'm surprised more teams don't do Conger as Legion, because it's way more unexpected. And, like, if you get spotted, you're usually fucked regardless, so to speak.
I'm kind of surprised, actually, it just doesn't happen, like, every other game. I mean, to be fair, we've seen some, like, level 1 Kong teams that didn't make any sense. They just brought 5 heroes and, like, let's go kill Kongor. And it took them a while, but they still did it. And getting that experience, the gold, the token early on, especially for, like, a Suicide who might have some issues in lane, like, hey, a Balfagor. I mean, that can be a really, really big fight changer. So now this Balf's going to be true Suicide, has no token, which I presume was their plan. Let's get Army of Bums token here. Slot Please has played the Suicide Balfagor for Twisted Fusion, so I'm not a huge fan of it, but I guess he's getting some CS and taking a crap ton of damage, but he's still pretty tanky, so.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a good thing for him that it's Magebane in the short lane. I feel like other heroes could make this way more dangerous for him, but I still think he's going to have a really bad time here. I feel like they've kind of planned this out with the Conqueror level 1
going through.
Yeah, I think he's dead.
I think he's dead.
Yeah,
I'm totally sure he's dead. He's completely screwed. There's no way he's gonna have it. Yeah, so Army Bomb's gonna give a the bloodlust right there, as his strategy was essentially, let's see how many CS I can get before I die.
I mean, like, this is the worst that can happen though. Like, they still lost lane control on Legion, so now he's going to get well, free experience and free last hits. So that's like the advantage of playing really risky and sometimes die. It's still a bad thing though, because Magebane getting his Rune Cleaver is like, and split pushing is like basically Legion's way to counteract that more push trying.
Right.
And Balfagor getting level is also like really crucial for their draft to function properly.
I think, to be honest, they were relying on that level 1 Kongor. I think they really wanted to get a token on the Army of Mums. Anyway, top lane actually they're going to be able to kill Pharaoh, so he's not going to have a great time either. Level 1, and going up against a Rhapsody, Pharaoh's not the greatest anti-Rhapsody hero, because...
This up is quite hard.
And
yeah, I find it a bit curious that Rhapsody is up there. She seems to be going to the middle now, but instead of like being mid, shutting down the Magnus and getting free farm on the Gauntlet, I feel like the fighter should do just fine top against the Pharaoh on her own. Maybe like you to bring up the teacher as a starting item. She could use some early help, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I think they just want to get her off to a good start and then let Rhapsody rotate mid, or not. Maybe Rhapsody will just rotate back to the top lane and continue to screw with this Pharaoh.
Yeah. I mean, as long as they're killing him, I guess it's working out.
Yeah. Hellfire can do some damage to Rap, but she'll be able to run away. Obviously, she is using the correct avatar, so well done to... Is that Stand March? Yeah.
I like the Rapscallion
Wrong.
avatar more.
Wrong.
Yeah, I like
Wrong.
that one as well.
Alright, you're both muted.
Oh, the horror.
That is the best avatar in the game, and you're wrong.
Okay, okay. Anyways, like...
This is my stream.
Rhapsody being top instead of mid is kinda showing... Well,
Yeah.
not paying off right now though. Because Magnus is beating Gauntlet. He was beating him pretty handily. Up until just now where Gauntlet got a few extra creeps. Like, he was at 350 gold per minute I think, up until now, and now he's at 300 with a haste rune, so... Magnus is having a bit too good of a time here, I feel. With Rhapsody mid,
I also
like...
think...
Yeah, Axel, go ahead.
I was gonna say that I think Legion wants to get as far or as much as they can from the laning phase, and I think Hellborn should have laned Rhapsody mid to lock down Magnus, because top would probably be fine with Tempest, and they would get more from the laning phase and would be an easier time to push the towers.
Yeah, and I mean like Magnus peak is pretty much the only way Legion can defend to Hellborn pushes as well. So yeah, I don't disagree. I disagree with this laning position. But we'll see where it ends up.
Shall I get a free mana pot or something? Maybe. Some alt chat, so I was confused. Yeah, I mean, the Farley would get levels a little bit faster maybe without Rhapsody being here, or maybe not, because I don't know. Rhapsody's still level 1, so clearly she hasn't taken all that much experience away, and Pharaoh hasn't been able to deny anything. So, it's possible actually that Defiler is going to level more effectively with the Rhapsody here. Regardless, yeah, Magnus is definitely having a really good time in middle. Now, Gauntlet's going to hit 6 soon, and Magnus has to be careful about that. And Gauntlet actually has to be careful about this, because if he gets erupted on, then he could die. But the Gauntlet Blast, Hook, Infernal Instability combo could probably kill this Magnus, especially if he takes a little bit of damage first.
I think he needs about 2 auto attacks before.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the issue. Like if he was ahead here, like Magnus would be under constant trap and die to combo. Since Magnus is ahead, he's going to take a little bit more for Gauntlet to get the kill.
Right. Well, he's going to get some tower control here, so we'll get a couple of CS and get himself back up. Obviously both sides have a bottle, but Magnus currently sitting on boots on top of the bottle. And Tam's going to finish off his Ring of Sorcery, so not choosing the Gold Blood Chalice build. No Disciple of Zalapt, and that's definitely the right call. In fact, I'd like to see 2 Rings of Sorcery on this Hellborn team, to be honest.
I think we'll see Alphagor reporting top zone and pushing the tower.
Yeah.
They place a aggressive lane ward.
Disagree?
Yeah, I definitely think he should. He's not getting that much from the bottom lane, and like Legion can't do much to stop it at this stage.
We only want 1 Ring of Sorcery? Am I crazy?
I would just prefer 1 Ring of Sorcery on to the Hellborn team. I don't think 2 is necessary. They don't really have anyone who spams spells that much.
Defiler and Rhapsody? And potentially Gauntlet.
I guess. Yeah, but I mean, like, they don't really need to clear. They need to clear, use 1 set of spells to clear creep wave, and then they're like done. So I'm not sure if they need more.
I really like
it could be useful. But I could see other items, like you know. Let's see, what do we have on Legion? You could go like push items like Abyssal, Barrier Idol.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it called? Sacrificial Stone. Stuff like what?
Hellborn had destroyed a Legion tower.
Oh.
In the mid lane.
Yeah, people dying. Anyway, completely missing that. And go for 1v1. And Hellborn actually probably going to get the better end of that as they take out the better farming Magnus. Parasite, speaking of Parasite, we haven't seen Parasite ever. And he has 237 gold per minute, so okay. We haven't been focusing on the bottom lane too much, so it's possible he's been down there. There isn't a ward of sight either from the Hellborn, but it really seems like Parasite hasn't been particularly active in this game, and he's not going to be able to do too much with this constant grouping up and pushing. Looks like top tier 2 tower is going to be in a lot of trouble, but response from the Hellborn with Legion's side, and looks like they'll be looking to lock down this Defiler, but he'll get some health back as his spirits come back in. Tempest going to look for an ultimate, but he immediately dies anyway. He puts it down on top of the Hellfire, so that was definitely not a great plan. Defiler going to get some trouble. Rhapsody looking to try to save her body. Will they be able to do anything? No. 2-man Lava Surge, that does a lot. And I'm going to imagine both of these heroes die. They do manage to finish off the Pharaoh, though. There's Kangor. And we're going to look for a death on Stand March as well, because we've got Magnus following up. He doesn't have any mana, but a couple more off. Yeah, that's it. And so, good counter. They do actually take the top tier 2. Was it denied? No.
No, still really well played from Legion though.
Yep.
I think Hellborn got a bit overeager, and knowing that Pharaoh didn't have a hook, they didn't feel like didn't have the way to defend, but they caught in 4 people and managed to at least pick up 3 kills from that, which I think is really crucial for them to remain in this game.
Yep. And got a Tempest Ultimate forced out as well, of course, which is going to affect their ability to push, because it's going to hurt their team fight. Gauntlet kind of hanging out in mid. Doing too much, but anyway, looks like the push is real, and we're going to see 4 heroes grouped up in the bottom lane. Imagine Legion's tier 1 bot is in a lot of trouble, and very possibly their tier 2 also.
They don't have Tempest ulti for this push.
Nope.
I wonder if they can stop it if they try to. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, they should have Pharaoh hook soon,
yeah.
maybe. I'm not sure if they need to though, like they should be able to trade for the middle tower.
Mage Bane got picked up.
Mage Bane's
That's
dead.
what they were looking for.
And Gauntlet is going to get away. Yeah, he's charged the bottle up, and it looks like Magnus going to have some trouble here. And we'll Lava Surge back in. Where's the hook? There it is. And the rocket actually going to finish him off. But 2 ports coming in, 3 actually. Rhapsody going to get stunned out by the Torture, and the other 2 are cancelled. So it's going to be the Rhapsody to defend the middle push. Meanwhile, the 3 real pushers in the bottom lane, in Defiler, Balfour, and Tempest, are all going to be able to take this tier 2 tower pretty easily, unless there's a defense put up by the Legion team, but they don't really seem interested or able to do that, so I suspect we'll see. Anyway, now perhaps he's dead middle, but who cares? So I said 15 minutes.
Yeah, I said sub 15, so I was keeping a Kongor kill in mind, so well, they are actually doing better than I expected as well.
Yeah.
So they are giving up way too many kills, so not really, but they're getting the towers down.
Well,
yeah.
They're getting map control. It's going to be difficult for Mage Bane to farm in his own woods even, because he's not going to have any support if he gets caught. I mean, not needed.
Yeah, I mean, the jump mid and Gauntlet was silly. He like jumped in with boost and agility instead of strength, and Gauntlet just like ulted and Q'd him, and he just died. 600 health, not going to kill it.
Well, the push continues, and there is just the one. So I said 15 minutes. And clearly, I believe I took the over on that. That was real wrong.
It seems like I lost.
Yeah, I'm winning, obviously.
It was all sorts of wrong. Legion side are going to counter push the top tier 2, so they're going to take their first tier 2 tower of the game. Let fortification be used by the Hellborn side, and it's been falling about the same time. So there goes the Legion tower, there goes the Hellborn tower, and looks like Hellborn are not going to be finished with this. They're going to keep pushing, and Legion are porting back, going to be forced to defend their base. Portal key picked up on Magnus. That's going to be a really good portal key timing, actually.
And no Astrolabe on Tempest is a really risky push.
Well, he's got it.
Going with.
He has an Astro.
Oh yeah, he finished it now.
Just picked it up.
I still think they should back off and take Congo before it tries to breach high ground though.
They figured that out, and they're going to go back at the very least. It looks like that Kongor is also on their agenda, as they seem to be headed a beeline straight for it. At least I did have a Warrior Sight here, which spotted out Rhapsody. There's also a Haster in the bottom, which it seems like they should address, but they don't seem to be doing it.
I think they definitely could take this fight.
Yeah, Legion?
Yep.
Yeah,
with the PK on Magnus.
Yeah, I think they can too. Although Magnus has shown himself, so now they know there's a portal key. And Haste the Tempest is there.
It looks like they're just gonna trade towers with Congo.
Parasite has? Is that what, level 1? Yeah, probably.
I think so. It's only 12 minutes in, so.
Yeah. He has level 2 now though, so.
Oh, yeah. He's 411 gold per minute all of a sudden, so there's that. It's kind of surprising me. Anyway, Rhapsody off the side looks like she could be in some trouble. No, they're not going to go for her. Instead, they're just going to leave. Apparently, don't seem really interested in fighting this. Off to the side, Magebane is kind of hanging out, waiting for something to happen with Convor.
I'm not sure why he's just not split pushing lanes, because he's not going to do anything in a fight right now. But I will.
Did you get 2 towers though?
What?
Legions, I got 2 towers and still no Congo kill. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're doing really well right now. They are far ahead in experience and even in gold. I think they definitely have the advantage despite Hellborn getting all the tier 2 towers. But still, Magebane is so far away from... Oh, well, he has 400, so he shouldn't be that far away.
I don't understand where his money is.
Stuff. Yeah. Okay, he has two
almost a
there we go.
Okay, that explains it. Fair enough.
He's got a sustainer coming as well as a broadsword, so that... I was gonna say, that should not be the case. He should have a lot more money than that. I was figuring he had something in the stash, it was just... Didn't see anything on a courier for a while. So, yeah, sustainer and broadsword can be delivered. He's still pretty squishy, to be fair. He's got 739 health and not too much armor, or magic armor, which means in these team fights with some AoE damage, he could die real fast.
Kongor has been
There goes
slain.
Kongor, actually Magebane coming in here looking for something, but he doesn't get a token, and now he's dead.
Okay.
Oh, not gonna hit Torture. So I'm not sure if his team wasn't in on that plan. But,
well, I'm not sure what the fucking plan was.
Get the token.
Yeah, but he shouldn't even be
doing it on
there. He should be like... He should just be split pushing other lanes. Like, he's not going to contribute to the fight at all.
I think that's. I think this is a new team, and I think it's in experience maybe, because I think some of them wanted to fight this, and some of them wanted to split push, and in the end they chose to like kind of go for it, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, I agree. There also seemed to be like a cohesive plan. For the, like, they don't seem to be executing the strategy like they pick when With that being said, their picks have been terrible, but they aren't like executing the picks they made either.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's flashes of it. There's parts where they do stuff very well, and you can say, all right, well, I see why this team would work and why they could be good, and then they spend the next 10 minutes throwing the game away, and you're like, well, shit. So.
Yeah, I'm not saying like that they are bad players individually. I'm saying that they aren't like executing a strategy.
They're not. They don't seem to be doing too well in the whole team part of this team game, which is pretty important. I don't know. In general, seems like it's valuable, but that's to be expected. I think this, like Max said, this is a new team, and I'm not sure how much experience they have playing with each other overall. ALG was actually on cast last week and was mentioning because Sidecash has been part of one of his teams for a really long time, and he was actually questioning whether or not he'd ever played on any other team that ALG wasn't in. So this for him might be a new experience. In particular, I don't know about any. I don't have a list of everybody else's competitive history in front of me. That was just the one that I happen to remember. So not to call him out or anything, but point is, new team. Anyway, Gauntlet Blast on Torture, and he's going to be real dead. That's actually the movement picks up the kill. I guess the Glacial Blast finishing him off. Meanwhile, now is going to continue to farm in the woods. He
has to be careful.
Yeah.
This is very ballsy. This is something I could see myself doing as well, though.
Hello, Rhapsody. And Staccatos are there. He's not going to lock him down for long enough to be able to get the kill, though. Silence actually is there as well, and now he could be in some trouble. That was real bad.
I think he could have just ran and lived.
Yep.
Yeah, I understand like his line of thinking, but that's also
didn't have vision. I mean, he saw Torture getting picked off. I don't think he should have stayed there in the beginning, but
no.
That was definitely
I
wrong.
could see myself doing it as well, just grading it up, but in all things, he should like try to put pressure on the lanes where they aren't as well, so there's really no reason to stay there.
I don't think Magma should have put it back. Should have kept pushing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe for a bit longer, I suppose. But I think like
1-2 waves, I think.
Gauntlet gonna miss the hook, and now he's in real deep. Gets push booked out, so it looks like he will be okay. Ashley there. Anyway, Eruption in the background, gonna do some damage, but Rapsiol gonna stop a lot of it as well. Silence onto Magnus. We'll see if they can lock him down. They can, in fact, and that's gonna be their first death. Right, Magebane coming back in, puts the Mana Rift up there, or Mana Void, or whatever it is. Anyway, Magebane in the background will be able to kill Tempest before he can get an ultimate off, actually, but. In the meantime, Parasite's also dead. They managed to finish off Torture as well. We'll see if Falcon can get out of this in the background. Pharaoh is going to get locked down. HoN Tour actually not doing not much damage. And it looks like both Magnus and Pharaoh will be just fine. Magebane's killing creeps. Because he's on a PvE mission, I guess.
He was looking to pick off Defiler, but it just popped his ulti and he couldn't do anything.
Oh,
yeah, I
Defiler.
think Magnus actually forgot to switch his Steam Boots to Intelligence, so he didn't have mana to stun after he ulted it. So that was really unfortunate, because Rhapsody like negated what's his ultimate with his. So yeah, it could have gone better for Legion. I really think they could have taken that fight, and if they did, I honestly think they would have won this game as well off it. Because like, if you win 1 or 2 fights against the push team, they just run out of steam. Like, when they can't take a team fight against you anymore, there's nothing they can do. They have no pick-off potential, they have no late game potential. So I think that was like a game deciding fight, and I think Legion kind of botched their execution. It could still win another fight, because token should be expiring soon, but it's going to be a lot more difficult now.
Yep, there is token. And although I'm not sure, did he actually die? It's possible he came back up.
Yeah, he suicided.
Yeah, he died.
Okay, I wasn't watching him.
So I suppose it was about to expire.
Well, either way. I mean, yeah, Legion are sort of still in this. Like, it's 18 minutes. They're down about 5k gold and 3k experience, which is not unrecoverable by any means, especially considering the late game is theirs. They've got a Magebane. The issue is mostly, can they survive for the next 20 to 30 minutes to the point where he can actually get some farm and become scary.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should have been able to take that fight. I'm not sure if Parasite pass blocks is level 2 or level 3, but with Parasite and
I think it's level
Magnus being
3.
Yeah, with Parasite and Magnus being this farmed at this stage, I think they have a good chance of taking a team fight really. But their execution was a bit off.
And Gauntlet. Oh, thought he might have been jumping somebody with Parasite in the Catman champion, just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, like him being inside creeps constantly makes it really annoying to check his possible level.
Just jump out of the creep, damn it. Oh, unbelievable these
He's half
guys.
dead already. He even has a catapult there, and everyone knows how much Parasites like to be in those fucking things.
He's got no mana either on this Catman. He can't even stop. What's the point of being inside of it?
I guess he's like, has a, another house part to get through if they amp him.
Now he could be in some trouble. He'll take the Gauntlet Blast. He will get pulled out of it, so there's the puzzle box. It is level 3, and he's dead, which is not that important. Anyway, Infest actually not going to go through as he is unable to kill the creep, so. Mauler's doing some damage, Wizard's doing some damage, and actually Rhapsody takes the Mauler kill, which nearly killed her. But Astrolabe gets popped, and yeah, she's mostly okay. Now it's going to turn into a mid push, it looks like. Parasite does have a buyback. So.
Yeah, but he doesn't have his puzzle box for another 60 seconds. This is really, really bad. Like, his death was one thing, but his puzzle box being on cooldown. Not sure how they're supposed to defend this.
Well, their option might be anyway. Their option going through as they kill the Rhapsody right off the bat. It's actually a pretty solid pickoff. And Bound Eye will be picked up by Tempest, but that doesn't look like it's going to be enough. They're probably going to pop her ultimate. They're going to go for the tower kill here, and it wouldn't be surprising to see them get it. Actually, Pharaoh taking a lot of damage. The background Gauntlet with something with the Hellfire doing stuff. Lava Surge misses from Magnus, and nobody's going to take the death. So this is going to be a tier 3 tower kill. Almost certainly. Yeah, it's definitely going to die. And the question is going to get anything else. Mana Void and Defiler is in some trouble. No, the Astrolabe going to heal her back up. There's Garbage Day going through. Actually, Parasite going to jump inside the minion. And they manage to kill Kandorf in the background finally as Magebane jumps in. Tempest's going to be in some trouble. He's all... Nope, not fall. It's Magnus instead. And Tempest will be able to port away. So, looks like the rest of the Hellborn side going to be able to get out of there. Needs to take the tier 3. But breaking base is proving to be very difficult for them.
Yeah, that was pretty sloppy from both sides, really. Like, both sides missed several crucial spells in that fight. But in the end, I think, like... I don't think, like, either side is too displeased how that went down, really. Like, the experience and gold seem to end up fairly similar. but Hellborn should have a much easier time to just push racks now that tower is gone. So slight favor for them, but it gives Legion another maybe 2 minutes to farm up and split push.
Right. And Kongor will be back up soon, so I would imagine that their MO is going to be take a Kongor kill, and Rhapsody's MO is going to be probably to die, actually. No, she's going to be able to get out of there, which is kind of surprising. Dropping a really ballsy ward and Word of Rev. I was going to mention before, they only had vision inside of the Legion base. This one ward of sight was their only one for actually quite a while before Rhapsody dropped that second ward. And when this ward in the base expires, which can be relatively soon, then the one of the Hellborn woods will be the only source of vision. So 270 gold per minute on this Rhapsody, and she's actually not providing that much in terms of
I'm sort of surprised he didn't go for the Rhapsody. He did have vision in the mid lane, so not quite sure what happened there.
Seemed like it was something that could have been valuable, but Mage Bang got poured out in the bottom lane as he was pushing up pretty heavily. So Mage Bang can be real hard to kill now. He's got the cleave, he's got a Missile Skull, and a Cloud's Blink makes him really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, he still needs something like a Shrunken to actually, you know, be impactful in the fights though. Still just trying to delay this even longer by split pushing. Yeah. Abyssal is a bit greedy, but it's contributing to team fights as well, so I don't think it was a bad choice by any means. If he can get his Shrunken before the next fight, I think Legion should win it. If not, it's probably going to be difficult.
I think it's going to be difficult for them to kill him when he's got a Shrunken Head. It's going to basically be impossible for them to kill him when he's got a Shrunken Head. But the question is, can he actually do anything? Because his damage output still isn't very good. I mean, even with the cleave, he's hitting for about 170, which is okay, but his attack speed's not that high. And
yeah, but I mean, he has plenty of like damage from other members of the team, like Magnus, Parasite plus level 3. I think like Legion wins this if they delay it for another 4k gold on Mage Bane. Well, 2k gold by now. So I think like this is Hellborn's window. Just take this token and just push straight to mid with it.
I think he's gonna need more than just a Shrunken. I mean, we got superior magic on
like,
Gauntlet,
I'm like
ults,
factoring the rest of his team should be getting a fair bit of farm that time as well. And it's going to be make it a lot harder to deal with the split pushing. So I just feel like, you know, the state of the game will be at the point where he gets his rank, and the state of the game will be in Legion's favor. They can obviously still lose by 4 teamfight execution, getting picked. So.
Well, conquering it down to the Hellborn side. It was spotted out by the Pharaoh Rocket, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to counter anything. Instead, Mage Bane is going to push the top lane. That's going to draw at least one port, and then he's going to be able to run away. So they don't get too much out of that in Legion side, and probably should have tried to stop that Kongor, but I don't know, fighting this Hellborn team is really difficult. They have quite a few good ults.
I think that was quite unfortunate, because both Magnus and Mage Bane was pushing bottom and top, and they could have put a lot of damage on those towers, but Magnus didn't know, and he poured it back.
Alright, now they can try to chase on this Tempest maybe, double damage rune on Magnus, but...
That would have been such a huge pick though.
Yeah, it would have been big.
Per minute. Oh, this is going to be really difficult for them right now. Mage Bane is pretty close to Shrunken, Vest on 7 now, and they are token Hellborn. I think Hellborn will win the game now. But if Legion manages to hold, they probably will. Another deciding team fight, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, Legion has a couple of opportunities to win these fights if they can get the proper execution. They can stop that Pharaoh, or the Tempest or Rhapsody ult with the Pharaoh ult, and that can do a lot of work. If they get the right counter jump, I think the Pharaoh's Wrath is going to be like the most important thing in these fights. Whether or not he can get a good Wrath, and if he can get a good one,
the Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
Mage Bane taking the top tower, and there go the mid racks. Mage Bane probably should have just kept pushing that. Anyway, Gauntlet Blast going to be here onto Parasite. He'll get jumped back as well. Easy to kill. He does get the Puzzle Box minions out, and there goes the Eruption actually. Mostly onto Tempest. The background Rap's going to save some damage, so not too much anyway as the heal goes through with the Astral Wave anyway. And Pharaoh, yeah, didn't do much, and he dies, so that was a bit of a problem. Eruption also not doing very much either. Did the silence hit Mage Bane? Yes, it did, so he can't blink, but not super concerned about that. Apparently gonna get hooked back in though, and now he should be concerned about it. We'll be able to blink away, but a 5-man Lava Surge there, so not bad. It would have been great if he had had an Eruption.
A Legion barracks has been destroyed.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible from Mage Bane. He just like kept pushing top lane and took until Hellborn had their Legion's racks at like 20%, and it was bound for. He should just have kept going at that stage.
The Hellborn to
That's
destroy
what it felt like to
the
me, but
Legion Tower.
take another tier 3 in the bottom lane, and the hook from Gauntlet not going to connect. Magnus looking for something here. Portal Key's right next to Defiler, and then jumps the Lava Surge. Anyway, the hell on Earth going down there, and the Tempest Ultimate will be able to kill Magnus. Looks like they'll stop it with the Wrath of Pharaoh, but there goes Noob McNoob. Doesn't matter, already ulted, and now going to die as well. Gauntlet trying to survive. He's running in the background, buyback from Mage Bane, and he's going to be able to help pick up the kill. Looks like Defiler and Rhapsody and Balfagor now trying to run away. Leech on Defiler will be in a lot of trouble. Not tanky enough to survive this by any means. Puts the silence down. Token will bring her back up, but it's not going to matter, I don't think. There's absolutely no way she gets out of this. Perhaps going to pop her ultimate and continue to try to work on these racks. Nope, just going to die. So they do lose top racks, actually.
Yeah, that was really important.
Yeah, so.
Honestly, that means that they're still in the game. Like, I think Mage Bane was playing that poorly, like half fasting it, and either should have pulled back right away so they could take a fight before the racks went down, or just kept pushing and tried to trade, like he did neither. But with those racks going down, it worked out. I don't know, it still lost so many buybacks on the Legion side, so I don't think it's okay. They are still in it now.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least they countered racks, I suppose. It's not the best thing, but they're not dead yet, and they are down in golden experience, but not by too much, so
What do you think he's building with the fire run on the main show?
Probably a Geometers, I'd say. I think that's a valid option. Like, there's a lot of things to this spell, and it's a really good item on Mage Bane, but I would prefer to see a Shrunken. CS could go wild in team fights. This is kind of more like he wants to keep split pushing for an even longer time, which I think, like, it's a fair route. I would just prefer to see a Shrunken.
Yeah,
I don't think this is bad by any means.
We saw in the last team fight how quickly he died. I mean, Mage Bane did not survive for very long. He's got 1,000, 1,200 health depending on what steam boots he's on. So the amount of AoE damage is coming out from the Hellborn side, especially in the form of magic damage, 1,200 health, 1,100 health, whatever it is not going to last very long. So
no, he needs to rely on split pushing a lot more with his build, just to actually prevent Hellborn from even starting to push their base, and also his like positioning and initiation needs to be pretty much perfect for it to work out. It's like, I don't know, there's like less window for mistakes with this, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if he can split push, to be honest. I mean, the pushing potential of this Legion, this Hellborn team is so good. If he tries to split push, he's not going to win that race.
He bought a Blessed Orb, so
yeah,
I think I this fight.
It's going to be a Geometers, yeah. And they will take the tier 3 in bottom, so looking to counter some racks. And Hellborn now going to push this top lane, but yeah, I mean, look how quickly this tower is dying, and they're going to take racks probably about the same time, actually. Now, at some point, yeah, Hellborn or Legion can work back. Looks like Mage Bane's going to be there. Eruption in the background going to do a lot of damage. Barrier Idol going to pop, though, and the Storm Spirit going to prevent Defiler from taking too much damage. Here comes Mage Bane, going to do some damage, but again, Storm Spirit's going off everywhere. Defiler's trying to live. They're locking the Mage Bane down. He will Geometer, but it's not going to be enough. And in the background, Rhapsody saving all sorts of damage with that ultimate. Looks like Magnus is trying to run away, as he's caught in a bit of a bad position as the racks finally do go down. Port back from Gauntlet, so he's going to stop the bot push. And Magnus in the background looking for something, and there's Glacial Blast onto Pharaoh. He's going to pop the Barbed Armor and the Mummy Walls, but I think he's still going to be in a lot of trouble here. Balfagor looking for something. There's the Wave of Death, but not going to be enough damage, and Magnus also going to get away here. So they do take the top racks, and I suspect we'll see Mega Creeps here in a moment. And yeah, there's actually 2-man Wrath of Pharaoh. Going to beat a lot of damage. Once again, Storm Spirit saving the day on Noob McNoob. There goes the Ashwave as well. They finally do finish off Tempest, but not before they get the kill onto Magnus. Rhapsody's very low, and finally will die as well. So Legion side pushing them out of the base a little bit, but they still do lose the racks. They don't get the bot racks this time.
I don't get this. Like, why is he porting back before finishing the racks? Like, I don't know, either you trade or you don't trade.
Yeah.
Like, either you're there from, you know, when you need to initiate. Like, the racks was like halfway dead when he ported back home. Like, then you just stay and take the racks. Which
I think they could have got bottom as well, if it didn't port. Don't you think?
Yeah. They could definitely have taken the bot racks and just traded.
Yeah.
I think they still would have lost top racks, but yeah. I mean,
are you saying that
he's
the
just
Hellborn could have taken bot racks, Max, or the Legion could have taken bot racks?
No, I was saying when Gauntlet ported back, they were still fighting, and I think they could have taken bottom racks if he was still there, traded.
Oh, yeah, that's possible.
A fair point.
That's possible.
I guess the thing is safe.
And like, Mage Bane's initiation was also really curious. Like, his entire team had it already initiated and then like ran away because of the damage, and he just jumps in alone in the middle of 4 heroes. Yeah,
That's because he was pushing
Dies.
any quarterbacks.
yeah, I know, but I mean, yeah, exactly. So if you either you port back in time to fight them properly, or you trade, and he's just like both times he's just done somewhere something in between, and it's really costing him the game right now. Like if he has traded properly both times, I think they would have won this game. Would have been in the lead now at least.
And Magnus could be in some trouble. Actually got a pretty nice push book off. We'll see if Rhapsody gets staccatos on. No, she can't, so very nice play actually from Magnus there. Allows him to do stuff, and now's plan is let's run right into this 3 heroes. That seems like a good idea. Parasite, in fact, is the one that could be in more trouble, as he's going to get forced out of the creep, and all of a sudden could be in yeah, he's dead, gets stunned back out. Magma's coming back in with the 2-man Lava Surge. He gets Storm Spirited to let the Hellborn side reset their cooldowns. Now they're going to have enough lockdown to finish him off. Yep, last auto attack will kill him, so...
Well, okay.
I think that came down to miscommunication.
That came... I continually feel like now doesn't know what he wants to do.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
not sure what he's doing.
Magnus made a really, really great escape right there. Speaking of him, he's going to get caught out by the Tempest ultimate, and there's a silence, so now all of a sudden he's dead too. Because for some reason he's free-farming the bot lane halfway pushed up when he's got no vision inside his own woods, and they just killed them in the mid-river, and they only have bot racks left, which means they were coming bottom. So I don't know what the hell that was, but yeah, I mean, the game's over. They're gonna take Mega Creeps, so that's gonna be it. And
destroyed.
but like, Magnus made a really good escape, and then Magebane jumped back in like, there's 3 heroes here. Let's see how that works out for me.
I think that was just no communication. Magebane probably didn't know it was fine.
Yeah, the Legion team, I'm not sure what their plan was. They like seem to be at different pages. Like, I don't know. They didn't have a plan, and now I'm not sure what he was trying to do. He didn't defend, and he didn't split push. He just didn't do either. I don't know. That was a very interesting play.
There was some curious stuff that that went on right there, but that'll do it. Solaire Club taking the series 2-0. That means that they will advance to the round of 8, and Dishonored going to drop to what is technically the losers bracket round 1. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, which I'm really not, but in this cycle of gold, there happen to be no losers bracket round 1 matches. So if you're on the VOD and you're looking for that, and you're not finding it, and you're wondering why, it's because a bunch of forfeits in the round of 16 meant that half of the loser bracket round 1 just wasn't even seeded, because if you forfeit in the round of 16, you just go straight to silver, apparently. And then there was supposed to be a series, Catman Champions, aka Don't Care versus Make the Difference, and then Dishonored versus Hussars, that... Okay, now I've spoiled a whole bunch of crap, so I feel bad. Regardless, there were 2 series that were supposed to have been played, and then there were forfeits in both of those series. So, I want to make it clear that, in fact, Dishonored are going to losers back around 2, because they get an FF win in an LBR 1, just to let people know how stuff works. But, regardless, it's pointless for me to be talking about. There are things that you guys can say, like Count Crapula can talk about this game and the series if he wants to, or he can not do that.
I could talk a bit. I think Solaire Club, like, they made some individual mistakes, but I think they had, like, I don't know, good drafts in both games, and they had a clear plan that they tried to execute. It was a pretty similar plan in both games, no, honestly. They were like really grouping up and pushing. I don't think it was as necessary in the first game, but they could still pull it off, and did so. And like, I think it showed that they have been practicing as a team, and they worked as a team. They had a plan that everyone in the team tried to follow and execute, and that won the game pretty much. Like, while Dishonored, or yeah, that's their name, right?
Yeah.
They just seemed more all over the place. They didn't, like, the draft seemed very questionable, and they didn't like seem to have a clear goal with the draft. They didn't seem to have a clear goal with their game plan. They played it like it was a Team M game, pretty much, like as individual players, not as a team. And I think that at least cost them like game 2. Game 1 was pretty much just lost from the drafting stage, but in game 2 they actually had a real chance, despite I think having an inferior draft. But they just threw it away from I don't know, poor execution, poor teamwork. I'm not sure.
Yeah, sounds about right. Well,
they just didn't like communicate well enough.
Yeah. Max, you have anything to add to that?
No, I pretty much agree. It came down to solid drafts on Solaire Club side and probably some inexperience playing together on Dishonored side.
Yeah, I think that was general consensus from all three of us. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what Dishonored can do. I think that there's some players here that could definitely be very good, but in the meantime, they've got some stuff to work on. And if that happens, great. And I'd like to see them do better. But in the meantime, Solaire Club looking pretty good, taking a 2-0 series win, and that'll keep them from dropping down, which obviously nobody wants to do early on. That will do it for this series.